welcome back to another episode of Sippy Cup Shenanigans. I'm Katherine Jensen.
And I'm Taylor Palmer. And this week we're going to talk about holiday traditions as it's that time of year. And we thought it'd be fun. The best time of year. Seriously, the absolute best. My favorite. With Christmas just around the corner and we just finished up Thanksgiving, we thought it'd be a really fun time to kind of dive into some of the traditions that we had as kids and then maybe some of those traditions that we are bringing with us and new ones that we're starting with our kids and our families now.
Yeah.
Do you want to start it off? Do you want to share some?
Yeah. And Austin and I talk about this like often, like what were our favorite traditions growing up and like what things do we want to continue to do with our kids. And so it's fun to like reminisce, about like childhood memories and traditions and then kind of like bring both of those like together and then like create new ones. Anyways, it's super fun to
Well, that's nice that you're talking about like doing that with Austin and bringing both of them together.
Yeah.
To create new ones.
Yeah, we both think about like what are our top favorites or whatever and like what we really want to continue and yeah.
What are some of your favorite ones from when you were a kid?
So we were talking about this just the other day, and a lot of my favorite Christmas traditions, I can't really like continue because so we would spend every Christmas in this resort, which you know of in Oregon, Sun River. And we were there for like the whole week of Christmas, and they had just like so many fun activities. Like the night before Christmas, they would do this like little production and act out the night before Christmas book and story. And then we would do like breakfast with Santa and just like, so a lot of my favorite Christmas traditions like have to do with that. And so it's like, well, we're not there. We can't like really. But one that my family has done is we always do like Christmas breakfast and we always do crepes. So we love crepes in our family. And we do crepes for like all special occasions, pretty much like birthdays, Christmas, like Mother's Day, Father's Day, like
so funny you're saying that because it's like bringing back memories of when we were kids. I was like, wait, I remember that you guys had crepes. Yeah.
We love crepes. It's like yeah. And so yeah, we do that like Christmas morning. We do crepes for breakfast. Anyway, so that's something that I love and we've been able to like keep doing with my family, whether that's like actually on Christmas Day or sometimes we celebrate, like a day before or whatever. Anyway, so love to do that. And that's probably something if we're not able to be like around family for, we'll do on our own too. And then I'm trying to think of what other fun. Oh, just like some of the classics like Christmas PJs and
loved that. I think you guys did that growing up and I always wanted to.
Really?
And that was not something that my family did.
Oh, really?
No. And I was always so jealous.
I know. My sister and I would always get like matching jammies. Yeah.
I thought that was so super fun. That's one of the ones that I've done as for my family now.
Yeah, it's so fun. And this is like a big year because this is the first year I have convinced Austin to get matching pajamas for Christmas. So it's like huge because he is not about matching like in any form, any occasion, like he is not about it. And every year, like up until now, he's been like, no, like don't get me matching PJs. Like I'm not going to wear them. But this year he is. And it helps because his sister, Kelsey, does like designs and she designed these pajamas for this company called Minky. Anyway, so
That's so cool.
Yeah, and so
Wait,
it's
is that the
like
blanket company?
yeah. So they do
How
like
cool.
blankets, and then I can't remember the name of the company, the like side company they have for just like their
Mm.
pajamas. But anyway, so we all got matching PJs of those. They're like little Christmas tree designs and they're
So
so
fun.
cute. And I'm so excited. It's like, it seems silly, but I'm like,
Not silly.
this might be the one and only year that we all get matching Christmas pajamas.
Dwayne
Well,
also doesn't do the matching.
he doesn't,
Well, okay. He does, but
but
he's
he
not
doesn't
like
want
super
to.
into it.
Yeah,
He could
yeah.
care less, but he'll put them on to
Yeah.
to make me happy.
Yeah.
Um like last year I kind of took the matching thing and I went with it in a different direction cuz he doesn't do the whole
Mhm.
thing and I'm like I want to get something he's going to wear. So I got him just a sweatshirt and he
Mhm.
wore the heck out of that
Oh,
sweatshirt.
good.
And I
Good.
was like, okay. So I just have
Yeah.
to find something that he'll wear.
Yeah,
So
totally. Totally.
but matching pajamas are amazing.
Yeah.
You're going to have to show me what you got
Oh, for
cuz they
sure.
sound super cute.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, what about, I mean, those are just a couple. I could think of more, but what are some of your favorite
No,
traditions growing up?
you brought up some Christmas morning. We
Hmm.
always would have breakfast together, and we've continued that until now, which is really fun. So I think when we were little, cinnamon rolls,
Mm,
we would always get excited for, but it's not even like homemade or like anything special. It's like the out of the can
yeah, yeah,
Pillsbury cinnamon
totally.
rolls. And we still do it, which is
Yeah,
like my favorite thing. You just
I
wake up
love
and
it.
you're ready for sugar on Christmas
Yeah.
morning.
Fuel
um,
you through the
yeah,
day.
yeah. And last year I took a spin on it and I added like cream and way more butter and brown
Oh,
sugar to it, and it was like the sugariest.
yes,
I mean,
please.
I could have halved it because even for me it was sugary and I could go hard on sugar. But they were pretty good.
Same.
They
Same. When people are like, "Oh yeah, it's just like too sweet." I'm like, "I don't get that."
yeah.
Like,
People that like take off the frosting on
oh
stuff
no.
and they're like it's
Yeah.
too much. I'm like I could eat that straight and then
Yeah.
the cake can be gone.
Yeah.
No, but that's I think one of my favorite. And so we still do it because now we all live close
Close.
to each other in
Oh,
San
so
Diego.
fun.
So
Yeah.
we still get together and it's a little hectic because we do over there and then we'll all go to our in-laws and then we'll go back home. Um, but it's nice that we still do that together. So that's
Yeah.
good. And the pajamas thing we didn't
Mhm.
do as a kid. I was jealous and I always wanted to. And I've tried to get my whole family to do it, like
Mm.
the whole family.
Yeah, yeah.
I think my dad was the reason it never happened because he's so against it.
Yeah.
Like, do you wear them on Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Refused. Nobody will do it. I think I got it for 1 year. I convinced my family, all of them, to wear it wasn't even matching. It was just let's just wear pajamas for
Yeah.
Christmas Eve dinner and like hang out. And
No.
all of the men were just so grumpy about it.
Yeah, what is it about
It's
men
like
and not wanting to match?
it's like what is the issue here? But not even just matching. I was like
Yeah,
you don't
just
even have to wear
pajamas.
exactly like you don't have to be in uncomfortable clothes. You're literally in
Yeah.
your pajamas.
Well, I think guys just like don't usually wear pajamas generally. Like they just sleep in their underwear with
That's true.
sweats or whatever. And
That's true.
so
I don't get it. I'm like, this is my dream right here.
yeah. Yeah.
um, what else? We used to open a gift on Christmas Eve. I think
Mm,
that's something that I want to do with Everly. That was always fun.
yeah.
To sit together that night and you'd get like so excited you'd open one present.
Yeah.
Um,
I think we did that growing up too. We
yeah.
would open like a family gift
Yeah.
on Christmas
Mm-hmm.
Eve.
Yeah, that was fun. This year, well, I'll go into that later. What else did I do as a kid?
Okay, I don't know if I think you said this wasn't like a kid thing,
Mm.
like more recently, but your gingerbread house
Oh yeah, this is
competition.
slightly more recently. It was before Everly was born, but when we went home a couple years back, I think it was like the end of COVID, and I was like, I feel like I see all these people on like Instagram, all these families making gingerbread houses together. And I was like, I really want to do that. Like let's do it. And we didn't do it till after Christmas that year. And we only did it as a family because my brother and sister were flying back to San Diego,
Mm.
and it got snowed out. And so they stayed
Oh.
longer. And I was like, okay, let's do it. We can do it. And once again, the guys not super into it.
Yeah.
But I got everybody to do it. Actually, Dwayne's into it. Dwayne is very into this one.
Good. Yes.
But that kind of like started it. And then the following year was when. Wait, maybe I was pregnant with Everly when we did that. I might have been pregnant with Everly when we did that. I was either pregnant with her that year or the following. I think I was pregnant with her that year because then the next year they were down here and we did it again. And then the following year, Austin's girlfriend, her parents came over and it got bigger. And
Oh,
then this
fun.
year, all of the in-laws are invited and it's like this whole thing. It's not,
Fun.
it'll be, we usually do it on Christmas Eve now, but it's going to be a few days before Christmas Eve now.
That's so fun.
But it's gotten kind of intense.
Yeah.
And I feel very proud of myself for getting this going because I'm like, we need something like that's super festive and brings everyone together. I think
you
it's
guys
super
go
fun.
hard.
I order a lot of candy.
They're seriously impressive. Like I see when you post on like Instagram, I'm like, these are all amazing. Like
last year I don't know, this time of year I don't know if it's just the algorithm, but I get a lot of people like gingerbread houses. I think it's just the time of year. And I saw a lot of recipes, I guess, for the glue because the one thing that I hate about gingerbread houses, like to the core, I hate the frosting takes forever and your house always falls apart.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We literally did like not a gingerbread house, but we did like a Christmas chocolate train decorating thing tonight, and they kept falling over, and I was like,
it's the worst part. I can't stand it. So I was like, what can we do?
Yeah.
To make it not. So one, I have seen people like hot glue. If you have a hot glue gun and you don't care, you can use a hot glue gun.
Yeah, because you don't usually eat.
You don't eat them.
Like you eat them. Mm-mm. Yeah.
So you could do that. Or what I had done is I just you literally just pour sugar on a pan. Just sugar. And you heat it up until it becomes liquid.
Like over the stove.
Yep. It looks like it's burning and then it becomes liquid. And you kind of keep it, you have to have a sweet spot of the heat so it doesn't overgo, but it doesn't like it. So it'd kind of go down and up, and you just take that off, brush it on, hard as a rock.
Really?
It's amazing. So if you ever have something, you just like have a little stove going and just sugar. Everybody
and you guys don't you guys use graham crackers? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and like any type of candy.
Yeah.
I look for inspiration on like other people's things, and then I just go crazy and order like everything. Are you
guys like, are there rules? Are you guys allowed to like have your phone up and like look for inspiration like on Pinterest? I do,
but people have told me that that's cheating, and I don't really care.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I always have to, whatever I'm doing, if I'm like making something or creating something, like I have to have something to look at or go off of. I can't just like pull stuff out of my head.
I can't either. So I have an inspiration board.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't think it's cheating. You have to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I don't think I won last year, but I used Pinterest. Yeah. Like Olivia's parents last year came in and they like went so hard. They're like, oh, we don't know what we're doing. And then killed it. It was like these masterpieces. And what I appreciated is that I think my parents, everyone thought I was crazy for doing the sugar. And I was like, no, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. I've watched enough videos. And her parents were like, oh, I'm going to try it out. And they're like, and so the two of them and myself were all using the sugar. And they had like these elaborate, I was like, see?
Yeah. You're like,
the sugar
works. Yeah.
My mom told me, she's like, it made a mess. You can't use the sugar this year. I was like, I absolutely can use the sugar this year. There's no way that I won't be using the sugar. No, I refuse.
Well, it's just so fun to see what people like come up with and what they do. I
Yeah.
love that.
And along those lines, I guess I'm going back. Since I was younger, my dad and I have been doing cookies during the
Mhm.
holidays, so we make cookies too. And that's evolved as well. It started maybe in high school, and then every time I'd come home from college during break, like at the beginning, we'd sit in the kitchen and just like make a crap ton of cookies.
Fun.
And we'd see who had the best cookie, and now he has clients that he brings the cookies to and they vote on. It's a
Mm.
blind vote. They don't know who made what.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we see who wins. I have not been winning. I keep taking risks on cookies and they're not paying out.
Dang it.
This is a better year. I know it. I can feel it.
We're rooting for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, so those are some of my favorite memories.
Do you have any, or does Dwayne have any favorite traditions from when he was a kid?
I know that his parents always go to the Hotel Del and get an ornament, so
Oh, nice.
I think that he likes that. He told me that his family would have Cuban dinner every Christmas Eve, and so
Oh,
he really liked that
yum.
because his mom is
Yum.
Cuban, and her Cuban food is super good. So I can
I
only
believe it.
imagine.
Yeah. That sounds so good.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had like Cuban pork?
Mm-mm. Well, I don't think so.
They use a special like marinade,
Mm.
and it's like an orange marinade, but it's not just like a regular orange, it's a sour orange.
Oh, that
And
sounds so
like
good.
they have one of those trees randomly in their backyard down here.
Oh,
It's she'll like give us oranges and Dwayne will make it at home, but Julie makes it really well. It's like Dwayne does too, but Julie kind of knows what she really knows
yeah.
what she's doing.
Yeah.
That's really good. Very
That
good
sounds so
stuff.
good.
Did Austin?
Yeah, so his, because we were talking about this the other day, one of his favorites that we tried to do is similar to what you posted about the like book advent
Oh yeah.
thing. So his mom would wrap Christmas books and
Mm-hmm.
they would open one every night in December.
Mm.
So like 25
Yeah.
days or whatever. And they would be like they wouldn't all be like new Christmas books.
Mm-hmm.
I think like some of them would be, but a lot of them would be like repeats
Yeah.
from, past years,
Mm-hmm.
and so they would like look forward to their favorites and stuff. And anyway, so he really loved that. So we have tried to do that. I have yet to we've yet to start this year, but
If it makes you feel better, the video I posted wasn't the books were not all wrapped by any means, and
oh,
the book for tonight is not wrapped and the number is not on it. So
yeah, yeah.
well, I think it's such a fun idea too because you can just reuse books
Yeah,
like
yeah.
every year and it doesn't have to be stressful like where you're planning to go out and do something every day or
Yeah.
you can do activities and
Yeah.
during the season, but it's not as stressful. It's like, oh, you get to read a book and
Yeah.
kind of we do it at night. It's like a little
Mhm.
wind down
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it is kind of more cost effective because you only do it 1 year. And
Yeah.
somebody commented on that video too and was asking like, doesn't it get expensive to get all the books? And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't go this route, but you can
Yeah.
thrift
Totally.
like a bunch of Christmas books, I'm sure. And Costco
Yeah.
had a
Like a
like
bundle, didn't you
15
say?
pack bundle. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's ways.
Totally. And then you can like also like slowly build your collection over the
Mm-hmm.
years. And
Yeah.
we also last year like reused books
Mm-hmm.
a couple of times. So like
Oh,
we'd
that's
open
smart.
it and then I mean
You'd
like hell
rewrap
I'm
it.
still young and yeah, young enough that like 2 weeks later I just like rewrap it and we'd read it again. And
I
he
love
didn't
it.
care.
Everly keeps getting frustrated when she opens her one book because she's like, okay, well, I opened mine. Where's Riley's? And I'm like, no, no, no,
Oh,
you're sharing them. And she's like,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
like
We both
Riley.
need it.
Yeah. So she's like, she is old enough to understand a lot of things, but at the same time,
Yeah.
she's just kind of like, wait, no. Like she
Yeah,
gets it, but she doesn't want to. And she's like
totally.
frustrated by it. Our first book this year was The Elf on the Shelf. And
Oh, yeah.
I thought, I'm like, okay, she's probably on the young end of this,
Mm-hmm.
but I looked
Mm-hmm.
it up because I'm like, they have to like say the age on it, I would assume. So I looked it up. I was like, when's a good time to start? And they said between 2 and 3, and I'm like, okay, she's 2.5. Like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
seems totally fine. And she gets it and doesn't. So it's funny. She opened the book that night and then didn't want to read it and was like so upset because it was just late and she was grumpy. I finally convinced her to like come and sit back down, and she got
Mm-hmm.
excited, and we read the book, and then I told her, I was like, there's an elf waiting for you. And in hindsight, we should have taken the elf out and put the elf somewhere. But I was like, we can't touch her. She's in the box, but now she's going to fly out.
I love
Oh,
it.
noob. But what we did is I knew that she was going to have a serious issue with not being able to touch the elf. I knew that it was going to be rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it still is, but they have these plush
Yeah.
dolls.
That's so smart.
Yeah, so same name, and it's just for her. And I tell you, that thing has not left her side since she got it.
Aw.
So since it was today the 5th, is today the 5th? Fourth?
Fourth.
Fourth. So since the first, she's
Yeah.
had that. Like, she sleeps with her. So today, when she had nap time, I didn't know. I was like, I don't know where Sparkles is, but I'm not going to say her name. I'm just going to, like,
Yeah.
hopefully she'll forget and just fall asleep. And I called to her from the other room because I was about to go in there and rock Riley in the rocking chair, and I was changing his diaper. I was like, Everly, do you have everything that you need? Do you need Mama to get you anything? She's like, no, I have it all. I'm okay. I'm like, okay. And I go in. She had tucked herself into bed, and she had the doll right next to her in her arm, and she's like
Oh,
ready for bed. I was like, oh my
cute.
gosh, that thing seriously does not leave her side. She took the
That's
doll
adorable.
on our walk last night to look at all of the Christmas lights in the neighborhood, just like showing her
Cute.
everything.
Yeah.
So obsessed is an understatement. I've never seen her take to a stuffy like this ever.
Like that. Oh.
But she is still upset that she can't touch
The other
the
one.
other one. But it is a
Yeah.
good way to be like, okay, if you really feel like
Well,
you
you
need to, you can
have
like go.
yours.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
hug your
Yeah.
own. And so it's still frustrating. Like, Dwayne put the elfin cabinet
Mm.
today. It's like has glass, so it's just
Okay.
in
Okay.
there and like looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's so this is one of those things where you realize how much your kid understands
Uh-huh.
things,
Yeah.
and you're like,
They're like
oh,
smarter than you
they're so
think.
smart. So I'm like, she's like, well, Mama, I want to touch her. Like, I'm like, no, you can't touch her. Remember, she goes into the kitchen and puts oven mitts on her hand. She first had it on one hand, and I was like, and then she went and got another one for her other hand. She's like, see, Mama? Like, I'm
She's
not
like,
gonna be
now I can
touching
tell.
it. I was like, that was really smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Loophole.
I was like, I guess you wouldn't be touching it, but we're still not gonna do that.
Yeah.
She's like, but she like walked around with him on her hands
That
forever.
is
She's
cute.
like, no, like I'm not touching. So, and then he put her in the like chandelier, and she was like bringing over a gift bag, and she's like, I catch her, come
I catch her. Aw. Cute.
So, it's
Well,
fun.
yeah, I was gonna say you're better than me. I'm like feel like I could not, like, that's too much of a commitment for
And
me to do.
I'm
Elf
not
on the
even
Shelf,
doing it. Dwayne is.
but well, that's even better.
But we're not doing anything. Like, it's when he goes to work in the morning, he'll put her somewhere
Yeah,
else.
yeah, yeah.
It's the perfect
It's
age
simple.
to not have to
Totally,
do
totally.
anything.
But that's so cute that like she loves it.
I
Like
think,
it's just so fun to watch your kids like
yeah,
love it. So
yeah. I think it's just like the magical part of
yeah,
it is just like so
yeah.
fun to watch and see. And I'm like, it's just like, it's very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And like knowing that, oh, she talks to Santa, and like,
Yeah.
that's so cool. But then she inevitably is like, no, I want to go see Santa too.
Uh-huh.
So still a little too young for some of it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Anything else that you guys
No,
have?
I just remembered something else I could share but it's from my childhood. Do you guys do anything with ornaments?
Not really.
No.
No.
Ever since I was little, my grandma on my mom's side has gotten all myself, my siblings, and then my cousins an ornament every year, like every
Oh,
Christmas. So we'll get it at Thanksgiving. So we're all
okay.
together for Thanksgiving, and then that's when we get our ornament. And so she's kept that going. I'm 30. It
Oh
started
my
when I was a
gosh.
kid. And
That's
it's
amazing.
we all kind of had our own. So like I had angels, my sister had
Okay.
snowmen until she was old enough to be upset that I had angels and she had snowmen, and so now she has angels. And my brother had Santa. And then I don't know what my cousins had. It's kind of funny because now that I have my own like house and tree,
Yeah.
my tree is angels. It's
Really?
just all
Well,
angels.
I mean, yeah,
But
like
it used to
30
be
angels.
but it used to be like broken up because you'd have the snowman and the
Yeah.
Santa. So now my mom has started it. She came over today and got Everly. She brought Everly two because she was making
Oh.
up for the year that she hadn't started
Oh,
yet.
cute.
So, I
That's
think
so
that one's
fun.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
That's so fun.
nice. And it's like it just kind of holds like little memories. Like I can go back and like you can see the really old but
Yeah.
like much older ones. Like I have one
Yeah.
over here from like 19 cuz she put the year on them. It was like 1997, I think, is one that's super
Wow.
cute, and
Yeah.
I think that's fun. That's
That is a
something.
fun tradition. I
Yeah.
like
That's
that.
one of my favorite ones. But yeah, no, it's
That's
kind of
awesome.
funny to have it was broken up with all the different ornaments, and now that we all have our own place, I'm like, Austin's
Yeah.
gonna have a tree full of Santas. I'm gonna have a tree
Yeah.
full of angels. She has now that we're older, they're different because she's complained. She's like, they don't make ornaments like they used to. And so
Mhm.
she says it's a
Mhm.
lot harder to find them.
Find
So
that I believe that for
yeah.
sure.
So
Yeah.
I don't have all angels anymore. Like I think I got one this year with a snowman on it. Dwayne has Santa. Everly got a Christmas tree with candy canes all over it, and she loves it.
Cute.
So
That's so cute.
that's a fun one. I like.
Yeah. Well, I just like I feel like kind of behind this season because
Mm,
like Thanksgiving was late and we were traveling and so I
mm-hmm.
didn't like even think about Christmas or anything because we are just getting ready for our trip for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving and then we got home and it's just been like unpacking and going to the grocery store, you know, just like
Yep.
all the things and like just barely today I got like some of our Christmas decorations out. We still
Mm,
need to put the tree up, but just today, Austin and I were talking. We need to just like sit down and like kind of plan things a
mm-hmm.
little bit for like the rest of the Christmas season. We need to figure out what we're doing for Hillam and Hayes' Santa gifts because we
Oh,
are going to
so.
be out of town. We're going to be in Utah.
Mm.
And so it's like, do we,
Oh, are you?
I,
Yeah, you're flying.
yeah,
I don't
so
know why
we're
you would drive.
OMG, no. No, no, no. But yeah, so we have been doing like our own we'll do like our own little Christmas morning and then like with Santa gifts and whatever and then we'll go to like family's house. But we're going to be like staying with family and
Mm-hmm.
so we're like do we open presents here before or after or do we bring Santa's gift and
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so we're just like have some things we need to like figure out and we're like we should also sit down and just be like what are some things that we really want to do and one I was just thinking one of the things that I feel like we've done um, every year and kind of made like a tradition is we will go see like Christmas lights whether that be like a walk through
Mm-hmm.
Christmas light display or drive through Christmas light display. Like we love just or just even like finding cool houses or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So we love to do that. We do that every year. And yeah, kind of like different variations of that. But
Mm.
um anyway, so that's super fun. So we just need to like sit down and I heard someone else talk about this kind of when they think about like family holiday traditions and like things they
Mm-hmm.
want to do because there's like a million activities that you could do and like a million traditions that like you could do but like being intentional about like okay what are some that like we really don't want to miss this year or what are
Yeah.
like some that like yeah we really want to do every year whether that be you know like if you want to sit down like beginning of November or
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving time or beginning of December and just kind of like, okay, what are the things we want to like prioritize this season?
Mm-hmm.
Because you cannot do
There's so
everything.
much.
There's so much.
There's so much. And like so many fun things that will like pop up
Yeah.
and you kind
I
of
know
have
I
to
like want to do it all, but like you don't
know
you,
what you really want to do and
mhm,
what to be
mhm.
like, okay, no, we can't do that this year because we
Yeah.
have too much.
Yeah. And I've also seen, I think, reels or people talk about this that like your kids don't need everything either.
Mm-mm.
You know, like they just need those like couple really special things that they will hold on to and really they just want like to spend time with you. You
Yeah.
know, like whatever that looks like,
Yeah.
but it doesn't you don't have to do all the
No.
things even though social media sometimes makes it look like that.
Yeah, and have all of the things too, not just
Yeah,
do all the
yeah.
things. It's like have
Mhm.
everything, like the
Mhm.
newest things for the kids. And
Yeah.
I'm secondhand doing a bunch of gifts for my kids this year.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
I mean, I have my event tomorrow that I'm going to, and I'm planning on getting most of their Christmas gifts
Like
from
a
that.
consignment event.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Amazing.
Because I'm like, I mean, I don't need to get a bunch of new
Totally.
things. She can have a few things, and
Totally. I
then
mean, like, yeah, my kids have so many toys.
I don't even want to think about adding to what we
I
already
know.
have.
Something I did last year, which I do want to do again this year, I just haven't gotten around to it, is I took a bunch of toys. I put away like a bunch of
Mm.
toys, like in a storage box. And well, I went through them and like got
Mm-hmm.
rid of some and then like put a bunch like just away to like be able to rotate for
Mm-hmm.
later. But you're going to get like all these new toys in.
Yeah.
And so you need to like make space for that
No,
too.
yeah.
But
My hard thing is like that Everly has toys for her, and I don't want to get
yeah.
rid of all of them because Riley's gonna like them,
Oh,
I
for
would think,
sure.
more when he. So I'm like, man. But once he passes an age, I think I'm gonna start. Well, no, because then some of them I want to save for family.
Yeah, totally.
They
I just
just,
like get rid of the ones that like my kids never play with or they're like so obnoxious
but I
or
would
like
love to do that. I think it's like a needed thing because the kids get bored,
mhm.
even if it's just like changing out the books that they see. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it makes a difference to pull out
Totally.
something that was behind another toy that they don't
Oh, for
see.
sure. I've noticed like yeah, it really does make a difference. Well, when we moved, we had like we actually had quite a few of our toys in storage for a while because we were living with my mom and so then when we moved here and we like unpacked them and it was the first time Hillam had seen them in over a year and they were like brand new toys to him
Mm-hmm.
and he was so excited and yeah I've noted like I'm not super consistent with it but when I do like rotate toys even and
Mm-hmm.
like it's new so you don't necessarily like have to get rid of um a bunch of toys or
No, but
anything
getting rid of
but
also is a very good thing. They don't need all the toys.
I know but like but also
I have a
it's
hard time
so
getting rid of it because
fun.
it reminds me too of like, oh, this is how
I
when
know.
they
Like the
were.
different stages.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
Totally. And yeah, I mean, Hillam loves he just like loves new toys. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what kid doesn't?
Yeah.
But like we were just in Disney World and I'm
Mm.
pretty sure like he loved everything, like the rides, the characters,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm pretty sure his favorite part was looking at all the toys in the gift shops.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling Everly will love that too. So
Yeah, so like and
he
he
loved
just
the what? Did he like the bubble thing that he got? That looked cool.
yes, yes. My sister got that for him and he was stoked. It's fun to get new toys and
I mean, it's fun as an adult to get new things
oh,
too.
for sure. For sure.
Which is something that I don't love because I'm like, is that like just me being a total consumer? That's still fun.
Yeah, it is. It
And it's
is.
this time of the year too. Dwayne Dwayne said something to me that he's like, "Man, you keep getting the things." I'm like, "No, it's not that. Like during the year I'll get stuff for Everly, but when things
Yeah.
go on sale too, I get so excited. It's like I
Yeah.
can finally get some stuff for me and I get excited.
Totally. things you've like had your eye on or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
know. I could buy all the things. It was a good thing, I guess, that like we were so busy over like Thanksgiving and Black Friday and stuff, because usually I just like go crazy, but like I didn't even have time
that's
to
good.
Black Friday shop
That's good.
or Cyber Monday. So I was like, "Oh, well, shoot. I just missed all the deals."
Not even
So,
bad. I ended up going into Target on Black Friday. I
oh wow.
forgot. I forgot it was Black Friday. And I was like, this is not
Was
where I
it
want
crazy or
to
not
be.
too
It
bad?
wasn't too bad. You know, what's funny is it used to be, I think,
Oh yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, now
And
everything's online
it's just
shopping.
like kind of chill. There was
Yeah.
a lot of people, but it wasn't crazy. There was a guy who had his cart full of like toys and he was walking behind us and he came over to his family and I remember them they were all like, "What the heck are you doing?" Like back then that would have been the norm.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Everything's on sale. I don't want to go shopping again. I'm doing it right
Totally.
now. I'm
Yeah.
done."
Just one and done.
I was like, that's funny. And funnily enough, what I went to Target for, nothing was on sale. We had a moment, shall we say? Uh, Dwayne,
Love those.
Poor guy. We were putting up Christmas lights outside, and I went inside to get something. I was like, hey, you know that you have a pot of boiling water, right? He's like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And he was gonna like boil the pacifiers. So he came in, I guess he did it. Well,
Oh
we
no.
did the lights for a lot longer outside and we come in and I was like, why does it smell like it is like burnt in here?
No.
10 pacifiers completely liquefied of plastic on the bottom of the pan. Honestly, thank
No.
goodness that a fire didn't start
Oh yeah. Yeah.
because I think we were right
That
there.
close.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well this is like a super side tangent, but that reminds me of a super embarrassing story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've told you this before or not. But like a couple of years ago, when we were living in like a basement apartment,
Mm.
I was at the gym and I get a call from my landlord. And she's like, it smells like something's burning downstairs. Like, are you home? And I was like, no. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna go check it out. And I'm like, yeah, totally. Like, go check it out. I had left my menstrual cup boiling on the stove. And yeah, same thing, just melted and smelled awful smoke. And yet my landlord, she lived upstairs and she had to go down and she's like, what is this like melted cup in the pot? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. But I was grateful that, yeah, like she had caught it and it didn't
Yeah.
like start a fire or something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, I
Anyways,
think
so
same thing. Like if we'd been
yeah,
outside any longer, or if your landlord didn't
yeah,
catch it, fire.
yeah,
Dwayne was like, open every window. He was telling me
yep.
how toxic it
Oh
was to
yeah,
like. I didn't realize that. I probably should have been more because I'm like the kids are in here. He's like everybody should not be in here.
yeah, yeah. All the
He just opened all the windows.
fumes.
I was downstairs. I think he ended up going upstairs with Riley, but I left because I'm like, well, we need pacifiers.
Yeah,
Like our friends came over the next day and we told them about it, but I don't think they were like, oh. And so the pot was out and he goes, look, and they're like, just like the little plastic, the
nipple part
nipples, none of them had burned. They were all just like 10 of them just
sticking up.
like plastic.
Oh my gosh,
It was so bad.
so bad. Been there though.
Oh,
Been
yeah.
there.
So had to go to Target to get those, which were not on sale.
Dang
So,
it. I know. Sometimes it's like the things you need aren't the things on
and
sale.
they weren't even really on sale on Amazon either. I was like,
Yeah,
come on.
I know.
So yeah, no, that was our Old Navy. They had good
Yep.
deals.
Yeah.
Um,
Love Old Navy sales.
They had like 50% off, and then I was waiting. I was waiting for weeks because they had like a 50% off or 40% off. everything. And I was like, okay, this is a good deal. And I had a whole cart. I was like, I don't know. And then they had their super cash thing. And I'm like, okay, this is better. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's lower. I'm like, I don't know. And then Black Friday, it was like 50%
Mm-hmm.
off everything. And I'm like, okay, this is the best price I think I've seen so far.
That's how they
But
get
I
you.
but I don't know. I'm gonna wait. And I waited until Cyber Monday and it was 50% off. And if you went over 100, so I went over 100 by a couple dollars, they added an extra 20% off.
Wow. So basically
So
free.
I feel like I won on that one.
Absolutely.
Waiting it out
Absolutely.
really did me justice. Although I actually, it really did do me justice because I still got that 20% off and I have to return something. So I got it cheaper.
Amazing. Okay, actually I do have a question because I feel like you are better at this than me. I don't know. Just the way you talk. It's
Probably
like
not.
how it's like gift giving. Like how do you not get overwhelmed with like
Mm.
getting gifts for everybody? Like
I
it stresses me out
I
a lot.
usually go over the top and I get too
Oh,
much. But
well.
this year I'm like I really have to dial it back. And I've like put a limit. I make a list on my phone with everybody's name
Yeah.
and like a little checkbox and
Yeah.
I have the hardest time figuring it out. But this year since I set a budget,
Mhm.
I'm I'm trying to not DIY, but like more
Mm.
personalized stuff. I feel like
Okay,
that's
yeah.
just more cuz just getting things
Yeah.
to me seems to be
Yeah.
overwhelming and I feel like these
Totally.
days people have so much already
Uh-huh. They don't
and you don't
need more
know
stuff.
exactly.
Yeah,
So unless
totally.
you like know them really well and it's like something little, I'm like I want to get something meaningful but also
Yeah.
like not
Yeah.
break the bank.
To
Um
yeah.
so I I don't know. This year's been a little bit more of a DIY.
Do you usually like have because I'm like a procrastinator when it
Usually I
comes
am
to
too.
that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like yeah, like we are like last minute trying to find
Mm-hmm.
stuff for people or we've
Mm-hmm.
even like ordered something too late and it doesn't get there by Christmas, so we like
Mm-hmm.
write them a little note like
Mm-hmm.
your gift's
I do
on
that too.
the way.
I do that too.
Like
Mm-hmm. I'm this is the first year I'm trying to be like, okay, I know these things that I want to do are probably going to take longer.
mm,
So I've been ordering them this week.
yeah, smart. I
But
really
usually
just
I'm that way too.
I just need to like sit down. Like I said, life's been like crazy. I need to
Crazy.
sit down and like get my ducks in a row
Yeah.
for Christmas because I still feel, as you can tell, just like all over.
Well,
But
and I look stuff up too. Like I'll sit on my phone for a while because I have problems with sitting on my phone and being on my phone. But I think too, if you can plan in
mm-hmm.
advance, I'm noticing that some of these things that I've gotten have been they were on like Black Friday or Cyber Monday like
Yeah,
sale, and so
yeah,
um I've been able to do some of them within like the little budget that I've set myself,
yeah,
um, which works. So
yeah. I do think like if you can get things within that sale time, it helps a lot.
it's
I
hard
just
too though
missed the
because
window this year.
no, and it's hard too because Thanksgiving is
Uh-huh.
like a whole thing and then like getting ready for Christmas right after and if you're
Yeah.
traveling and doing stuff for that not only I feel like all this craziness really starts around Halloween anyways like it's just
Nonstop.
nonstop
Mhm.
getting ready
Mhm.
and planning and doing
Yeah.
and going
Mhm.
until the new year.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like you don't like I don't know, I think it's a hard balance. Well, and I don't know. I heard someone say balance doesn't exist, which I was like, I love that because I feel like it's so true. Like,
If you're
anyways,
doing enough of one thing you're probably not doing it.
yeah,
It's
yeah. But what I was gonna say is like, yeah, finding the balance of like enjoying the season
mhm.
and not being like too overwhelmed with like
Mhm.
all of the things and the busyness and the gifts and the like all of the things. But like still you want to be, making the most
Yeah.
of this time of year. But
It's hard. It's a
mhm.
hard balance that's not a balance.
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
Yeah. It
So you
is
just
hard.
do the best you can,
And
and
I think I also have a hard time too, because like I said, I like set a budget kind of this. Well,
yeah.
when I say budget, it's just like I haven't, I don't look at budgets. Money really stresses me out. So I just pretend that it's not an issue. And Dwayne is not happy about that.
You're like, if I ignore it,
It's
it's
not
not a
there.
problem.
Exactly. But it does stress me out this time of year because you're obviously buying
Mm-hmm.
more than
Yeah.
you normally would. And that's like another whole other stress level too. So it's like I love giving gifts, but
Mm-hmm.
there is
Mm-hmm.
an added stress now that comes along with that where it's like, okay, but that's money that's leaving
Yeah.
my pocket. So
Yep.
I've really tried this year. I'm like, usually I go way overboard. Do you
Really?
ever do that? It's like I feel like everyone
No.
has to get an equal amount. Like when I was before, I would spend a bunch. And I
We've
don't know
had
why.
like a pretty set budget with gifts, um, like for siblings and parents and
Mm,
stuff since we gotten married, and we usually are pretty good about sticking
that's good.
with it. But yeah. So, but it's hard to find things within that budget that like they'll still like and be excited
Yeah.
about, and so
Do you let's have a quick do you usually do the gift getting or does Austin do it as well?
um both. I would say I do more
Okay.
for sure, but both. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
So Dwayne gives good ideas and then sometimes I'll laugh with him. I'm like, did you know what was on
Yeah, yeah.
from mom and dad?
Yeah, it's like,
Mom.
well, have you seen those like reels or memes that it's like dad is seeing the gift for the first time too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like people that are like, dads, you better start getting those stockings for your wife going because you
Yeah.
know that she's the one that's going to be getting everything
True.
together.
True.
Um, so I said, I'm like, Dwayne, did you see that reel that I sent you the other day? You know, just wondering. But I also don't want him spending a bunch of money on me either. So, and
Well,
I do enjoy getting the gifts. So it's not like
yeah.
it's like a burden or anything on
Yeah,
me. I just think
totally.
it's kind of funny. I'm like,
Totally.
but I love it. I do love this time of year. It's my favorite thing. Well, I think we probably should wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's been fun sharing different traditions and holiday things. It's making me more excited
Mhm.
and slightly more stressed out about all the things I have to
Yeah,
do.
I know. I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna go plan
Yep.
and get some stuff done,
Yep.
but
Mm-hmm. But
it's
excited. More
motivating
excited.
me.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And
Well,
getting me excited.
yes. Well, thank you everybody for listening this week, and we are excited to be back next week.
Yes, please give us a rating and review and all the feedback, and we'd love to hear from you guys.